What's up, Bulls Nation, Bulls family? I already know, man. It's the Bully Sports Show. Back with another one. Here today to talk about a bunch of buyout candidates that either me or Q might like to sign to kind of help this team out for the rest of the season. Um, with trade deadline over and us doing nothing. But before I get into that, man, Q, how you feeling about this squad, man? What's going on, man?
We need. Yeah, I was trying to tell you, we had 12 bench points yesterday, my guy. We had a guy with five, a guy with four, and a guy with three.
Damn. 12 points off the bench. No wonder we lost that shit. Damn.
Niggas had five, four, and three, for those the only three people to score off the bench. So we damn near need the whole buyout market. There's no reason for us not to add nobody off the buyout market.
Yeah, if I'm Agme, I'm kind of approaching this looking at adding several pieces. Last episode we touched on we got that $10 million injury player exception, which I doubt they use because that's gonna push us into the luxury tax. But if we're not gonna use Terry Taylor, I think why not send him back down to the G League, man? If he gonna take up a roster spot, I know if you waive him, his contract is already fully guaranteed, so you're gonna have to pay that off. But maybe you can get one of these pending free agents kind of on the low and still duck that luxury tax. I think they got about 1.7 mil to spend. So maybe you could break that up. Um, get a 750K, 890K type thing going on here and get two players on this buyout market. But um, yeah. What you thinking, Q? How many
I
players
would
you
I would
want to
just
see them
my
target?
first honestly my first thought was like, why don't Terry Taylor play more? Like we have a hole at the four spot. He plays the four. Why doesn't he play? And then he pretty consistent. He comes in, gets like 5.5 boards. I'm just saying,
I
no one
think
did that
because
yesterday.
he's 6'4", man, and you know,
You had Javon Carter start a whole year. I mean not Javon. Javante Green
Green.
started the whole year
Yeah,
at
but
four.
Javante was springy though. Javante get blocks and shit. I think when you got Terry Taylor out there, he don't provide shot block. He is a good rebounder, and I think he is pretty mobile for his size and can guard up. But at the same time, he don't bring you the stretch ability, kind of like Javante brought. Javante will give you a couple threes, and also springiness can get in, lanes, was a good
Yeah, bro's
cutter,
athletic.
can
Bro's
yeah,
athletic.
impact the game on different ways. And I think Terry Taylor's just not that. Still kind of a developmental piece. He's a young guy. Again, Javante Green was like 29, 30. So yeah, man, but approaching this buyout market, who would you target, man? If you the Bulls right now, who your number one get?
Okay. My number one get is either Seti Osman or Shake Milton.
Okay, so Seti Osman, I think he about 6'8", bring some size there, can stretch the
Shooter.
floor a little bit. A pure kind of three. Can play a little bit of four depending on the matchup. I like the idea of Seti and Shake Milton as well too. I think they put out a stat about point differentials at home versus away. Shake Milton is a guy who likes to cook in front of the home crowd, which we are a pretty good home team, and I think again, bringing him in a boost at 23rd offense, right? And both of those guys would be floor spaces. So I don't think you could go wrong either or there. But I would approach it kind of differently. I think I like the idea of Seti Osman, but I think we need to bring in a little bit more size. We need a true four. I think I'll go after Danilo Gallinari, man. How you feel about Danilo?
I like man. Historically I like Gallo. I just ain't seen that man touch a floor in what feels like 3 years, bro. Like, can he still I don't really know what I expect from him because I haven't seen him be his consistent self since the Clipper days. Before Paul
He was
George.
hooping in Atlanta, man.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I did see that. I
Yeah,
forgot
we
about
tried we
that. But I
tried to
definitely
get
see
him. It was between us and Boston, and he went to Boston until his ACL again. And
this
last year
the
he really didn't
this the
play.
third the third or fourth ACL surgery he didn't have.
Yeah, but he can recover off them motherfuckers too. He showed that he could come back and,
He
and
can
still
recover off.
produce.
You can't just keep recovering off ACL. Just keep recovering off ACL. But I like
And
Gallo. Like I'll say this, he does bring some size. And he has a more polished offensive game. Like give him, he a bucket getter. You can give him the ball and get out the way. He can put the ball in the bucket.
yeah, and I think at 6'10", he brings that additional size, right? Like if we looking at pieces off the bench or even a piece that we can kind of fit in with the starters to kind of jumpstart the offense and bring a little bit more floor spacing with the size, I think he fits that perfect. Another player I wouldn't mind them targeting, he hasn't got balled out yet, but it's Davis Bertans, right? David Bertans. I think again, I'm targeting that big floor spacing type big, somebody who can sit in that corner, knock down a three, can run them off pin downs. You can kind of do a Clay Thompson type role with David Bertans. He a little bit quick on his feet, less injury risk than probably Gallinari, a little bit younger as well too. But again, always been like a sniper, a sharp shooter at a position I think that we needed in, which is like a four. And again, we could probably put him at a small ball five. Billy love his small ball lineup. So,
Uh,
what you feel about Bertans, bro?
I don't like Bertans. I actually like him a lot. I'm definitely team. We need another big anyway. I was gonna say we take another look at Bismack just to back up Drummond because we've been running a lot of two big lineups. So
Dallas.
I do like Bertans a lot because that will allow us to try to run some bigger lineups and we wouldn't have to. Our bench is bad. Our
Yeah,
bench is bad,
yeah.
especially with all the injuries. No P. Will, no
No
Zach.
Zach, no Zoe.
Yeah.
Torrey Craig just not getting back in the lineup.
Yeah. So it's our bench is bad. And I think we need someone, and even as a healthy bench, we don't have no bucket getter on the bench. I feel like every successful team has at least either a pure sharpshooter who can get them up and make them, or they got a bucket getter. You don't got neither on the bench.
Yeah, we don't have anybody who's a spark plug on the bench. We use Javon Carter in that type of role, but he just not efficient enough. Like when he hot, it's nice having him off the bench. He could come in and knock a couple threes down. But again, the disadvantage with him is he's 6'1", and you're trying to generate offense from a small guard who can't get to the rim. And if his three is off, he's pretty much useful at that point, right? So I think like you said, we need some type of spark plug off the bench, somebody who can come in, knock some threes down, and we need some size. I think if I'm the Bulls, I want to try to address multiple needs. Again, I don't know what these players would take to come to Chicago. If I could find some way to try to bring in two buyout candidates, again, if I can shift Terry Taylor back down to the G League and maybe use about 1.7 and split that up amongst two people, I think it may be possible, man. And it doesn't have to be the big names that I'm discussing. I think Danilo would definitely require at least a 1.5. David Bertans probably require like a meal. But like you said, a Seti Osman, I think you can kind of get him for cheap. And there's other names out there that I like to kind of touch on, which we talked off air. We had Daniel House, and
Yeah.
I like Forkman Korkmaz as well too, man. Somebody that's not being brought up, but I think you could get those guys pretty cheap.
Cork Mons kind of feel like another Javon Carter. I think he's a little
Yeah,
taller
but
though.
he's
He
six
is taller.
seven though.
I'm gonna say he taller
Yeah,
though.
6'7". I think career average, don't quote me on this, but like 36, 37%.
Yeah,
We know
yeah.
that on the high end he can shoot 40% from three. Just really buried in Philadelphia. That's a very
Because he
talented team.
can't play D at all.
Yeah, yeah, he couldn't guard a paper towel. So I just think yeah, he would address a need of shooting. I think we need to look at it from an offensive standpoint. I think we got enough pieces to survive defensively, but we need size and shooting, man. And I think he kind of feels at least one of those voids still with shooting. Size as well too, but you can't really expect him to be a physical specimen. But
Mhm.
Daniel House is the complete opposite, right? Daniel House is athletic. I think he about 6'6", 6'7", right? Not really a jump shooter, but a 32% type shooter, kind of that Javante Green type mode, right? So I think Daniel House is somebody you can bring in as well too on a low end contract and hopefully impact some of that bench need of maybe athleticism, more size or something. Like we need something now.
We need. I need if they're going. I need someone who can get some threes up and hit them. And I mean, we got Javon Carter. I would need. We need another person that can do it. Someone maybe a little taller,
Yeah.
especially especially with Pat gone. And even when Pat was there, he goes in the starting lineup. Io goes back down. I don't really know what Billy's going to do from there. But we definitely need someone who can. We need size. We need scoring. Somehow they got to get addressed. Either one or two moves. How would you feel about Mike Muscala?
I mean, Mike Muscala will be kind of similar to the Nalo and David Bertans. The thing is, with Mike Muscala, I think he's 6'11", can still stretch the floor a little bit. Skilled basketball player, can rebound a little bit. I wouldn't be mad at him, Mike Muscala, but again, I think I'll put Bertans and Danilo in front of him based on being able to stretch the floor a little bit more efficiently. But I wouldn't mind Mike Muscala either. Like I said, if I could bring in two guys and get somebody on the cheaper end, I would address that, or I would go that route because I think you need to address multiple needs, and I don't think you're gonna find them with one player, especially on the buyout market. That's why the trade deadline was so important if we did want to remain competitive, but clearly that didn't happen. So, um, we bargain bin shopping right now, baby. So let's get
Definitely,
to it, man.
definitely.
Um,
I think they should make a real push at Shake Milton though.
I was just about
Um,
to say, man,
they if
Shake
they if they
Milton.
they got to make the biggest push. He's the only. Like I said, we need offense off the bench. Io cool, but Dalen Terry get a lot, not a lot of minutes, but from them 15 minutes, Dalen Terry and um maybe Io get a little less minutes, but like Shake can come in, give us a quick 10 and sit down, and we need that. We
Yeah,
need we
no,
need
Shake
we need
Shake
a
a
threat. We need
rotational
a
player to me. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Shake can play in a rotation. Well, what was interesting, it was rumors out that we was trying to target Kyle Lowry before he ended up signing with the
That
76ers.
is sadness.
Yeah, I guess trying to bring that DeMar Cal
Yeah,
presence back together. And for me, that would have been a ticket sales type move. I like Cal Lowry. I think he can be that veteran, steady presence. I would prefer to see him over Javon Carter any day. But at the same time, I don't think that would address key needs. I think if we're going for shooting, we need it at a bigger position. Too many point guards, too many small guards. I don't want to see that. That would be my only concern about Shake Milton, though, as well, too, targeting another guard. But the
but
only thing is with the buyout candidates, he the only one who kind of provide that consistent presence. Haven't been injured, still kind of on the younger side as well too.
yeah, he's 27.
Outside of Vaseti Osman.
No, I completely agree. And then again, like I said, we got Kobe playing 45 minutes, Ayo playing 40 minutes a game. And then we got Dalen Terry still coming in playing about 15 minutes. So we definitely can afford to give Shake Milton his 15, 20 minutes. Give some of these other guys a break. Um, if the Bulls going to do that, I don't know because they have yet to do anything that anyone has asked of them. So I wouldn't be
Baby.
surprised if they go out there and bring in someone who we absolutely don't need or can't like bringing in Kyle Lowry to me is probably one of the worst things they could have did in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that's how they operate. I think, they
Like,
zig while everybody else zagging, right? Like again, I don't know what the mind frame behind the front office is. Listening to them speak is like we got a young Kentucky team in college that we just trying to continue to groom until we get to the Final Four and hopefully win the March Madness tournament. But that ain't what the hell. I don't know what they got going on. Again, they say
yeah,
this continuity is the path, and these young players are taking a step forward. I agree again with Kobe White, but um
everyone else.
everybody else kind of leave a lot to be desired, man. Io is taking a step. I'm liking what I've seen out of Io, but if y'all want to hear us go into more detail on that, check out the other episode with AK Talk. But outside of that, man, the rest of the buyout candidates,
Hey,
anybody else
get
that
oh,
I
wait, wait, wait,
named,
wait, 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 wait. They could get your boy.
who?
Your boy. You don't know your boy is available?
Who?
Troy Brown.
Oh my God. Oh, oh, that was your boy. No,
Troy Brown. Man,
nah,
all I said was he was better than Denzel Valentine. That ain't even a stretch.
nah, he was on Valentine time, bro. He was a little better. He was a little better, man. But still
I
on that 30%, 39% from the field type shit. Like, no.
don't know what he doing with his life right now. I just looked up that man on the
I mean, in
market.
the Lakers, he ended up carving out a role, and it seemed like when anytime the ex players play the Bulls, they come in and show out and try to do us in. You know, he actually the game that I went to when they was out here in LA, man, he was cashing that bitch from three. I think he ended the game with
Let me
like
see what they're
18
saying.
points, man.
He can make it. Let's see. They say he 37% from three this season.
See? See? What's that field goal percentage though?
I don't even know. No one cares about that.
Bro, that's the overall shooting percentage. He can shoot the three. He can't hit layups and mid ranges though. Yeah, that's his problem, man. But I'm good on Troy Brown. I'll pass on that. We already see. If this was Derrick Jones Jr., maybe I have something else in mind. I would have liked to bring DJJ back, but that's another story for another day, man. You got anybody else out there that may
uh,
be on the market that we may be
anyone?
overlooked?
Um,
You said Beyond What interests you in Beyond
I just want another big, bro. Just someone who could rim protect and get some boards. We only have one person on the roster that does that,
True,
and that's Drummond.
true.
And that's why I was
What you
just
gonna
thinking.
run Drummond and Beyond You just gonna keep it
No,
out
no,
there
no.
and get that
Biombo is
Beyond?
like think about it. Lately, we've been having Drummond go for 30 minutes now. Biombo there more so for like if one of them get in foul trouble. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, if you, I don't know if you realize, like when we was playing the Timberwolves, even though that was a good game, I'm literally thinking, I'm like, yeah, if Drummond fouled out, we might be washed. Like we don't even got a chance.
Yeah, we been washed, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we need at least. I'm like, Biombo at least be like, okay, bro, we have another big body person that could come in, protect the rim, catch a few lobs. Just we literally don't have another center team.
Yeah, but I think you only need two, man. That's why I want to address the four position. I mean, you got Torrey Craig, who looked like he's still a little shaken up out there.
Yeah, I feel like he came back a little too fast.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, or that's what it looks like. But I think if you get that four that can kind of play up a position, that's why I say Bertans and Gallinari. I'm sticking
Yeah,
with
yeah.
them, man, because they address those needs. I know you touched on the jump ball five and Marcus Morris. You said they called him a jump ball five. I don't know what
They
the
said
hell
they
that
said
mean, but
they said they was like if you need a backup four or a junk ball five, I'm whoa.
yeah. So they, I guess a junk ball five or what was it? Jump ball or junk ball?
Junk ball, like JUNK, bro.
Oh yeah, so a little scrappy,
Mhm.
five. I think Marcus Morris will bring a little bit of toughness to this roster. I wouldn't
Yeah, he
mind seeing
would.
that.
We need that too. It's a lot of days I don't see no fight in our group. So I do think we do need someone. We need someone with a James Johnson attitude once in a while. Keep people on their toes.
Yeah, yeah, kind of motivate the group. I think he'll eat up the team. We have been seeing those slow starts recently, right? Where we climb back in. This seemed to seep back in just like it did last year. But maybe you bring in somebody with a little bit of color in their personality who can get these guys going and motivate the team and push them forward. And again, he can knock down the three. And when he hot, he can get buckets. But he hasn't played that much, so you know, that's something else. Somebody else you touched on was Otto Porter. I don't want to see another Otto Porter experience. He was partying when he was out here, man. Dude was always hurt, man.
During COVID too.
Yeah, he was off the chain, man. Otto was off the chain. So I really don't want to see that experiment again. Even though Billy and coaching staff know how to manage players who have quite frequent injuries. We've been able to get Alex probably the best out of Alex Caruso. I think we'll probably be able to do the same with Otto, but I don't want to see that, man. I know you want to see Otto.
I mean, like I said, I just want someone who can go in the game. Like I know he's gonna try to get me 15.
Who
That's
Otto?
all
Yeah,
I'm.
Otto gonna put them threes up. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, I just need at this point, I need a delusional guy on the bench right now.
yeah.
Well, all right, my last person of interest, I guess, would be Evan Fournier.
Yeah, my only biggest concern with Evan Fournier, I think from the year he's shooting like 14% from the field. Um,
Damn.
but he did average 14 in the FIBA World Cup over the summer.
Yeah.
But we seen that with the young guard who we cut earlier this season. He was playing good for Sudan.
Oh
What's
yeah, yeah. Khalid.
yeah, Khalid Jones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he was getting money, but when it
But he
came
was
to
too small though. I feel like that's a little different. He looked 5'11".
yeah, but Fournier, man, 14% in the NBA, man, that's kind of bad, man.
But they
But
say he only paid like 20 minutes.
shit, but 14%, that's
Nah, I'm
really
not 20 minutes a game, like 20 minutes combined. Like that man probably only
oh
took
total the year.
yeah, like that man probably only took like 6 shots type shit.
Yeah, I know he was in the doghouse, man. He did play with Vooch in Orlando, so we do got some chemistry there, some connection to our team. I would just want to check in and see if what was the issue there. Like he kind of his drop
You
off
know,
was kind of hard,
he
bro. He
because
went from a
he was
starter
over
to
because
a
he was overpaid, and Tibbs, he loved defense, and you not only you gotta be good, you gotta try. And I don't think he tried hard enough for Tibbs. On top of the fact he's just bad at defense,
yeah. He was in the
and
doghouse, bro.
yeah, Tibbs don't, it don't matter how good you is on it don't matter how good you can shoot. If you can't stay in front of your man at all, Tibbs don't want you on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. You're not a Tibbs guy. We already know you got to play defense, and you got to
Yeah, I
play
mean, you can be bad, but you got to
a lot
make
of
us think
minutes.
like you got to give 100% if you're bad on defense.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
and
And,
Evan
and you
Fournier,
gotta be and you gotta be knocking your shots down offensively. Yeah,
you got like you gotta do double what you normally would do just because you bad with defense with Tibbs. So I feel like
right.
with him, he probably was hitting his shots a little averagely. He probably shooting his three like the way he normally do, but he wasn't sticking no defense. They overpaid for him. Fans getting mad, and then eventually they just started making trades and pushed him down the bench.
Yeah, because his fall off was kind of tremendous. He was starting there in New York. It don't seem like he ever really had a bench role. It was like you went from starter to being straight in a doghouse. So I can guarantee that relationship with Tibbs was not that solid or strong. Um, and then you couldn't trade him because of the contract. So now he was expiring. You was able to move him. He's a buyout candidate. Maybe he can kind of revive his career. Like I said, there's some connection there with Vooch. Um, I don't know. He is 6'7". Again, a 3-point shooter. I would just want to do some homework before I indulge into that.
I'll say the
Some
him in the FIBA World Cup probably gives people a little bit more hope.
hope, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, because he was
He was
a
balling.
solid starter at a point in his career. He was a solid two guard, somebody who could knock the three down. Again, wasn't the best defensively, but you could put him out there. New York offered him the contract, was getting paid 20 million a year. That was for a reason. It's just I don't know. The drop off was shit. I have no idea. I don't watch the Knicks, so somebody else in that same vein that I think the Bulls are connected to, according to KCJ, was Joe Harris, right? With
I
Detroit.
mean, yeah, because we was gonna get him off the salary dump.
Yeah, we was finna trade Zach Levine for Joe Harris.
I
Um, Again, this is another buyout candidate, somebody who played only about 15 games this year, shooting it poorly from the field. Hasn't really been the same since the ankle injury 2 years ago. Just not really consistent with minutes and didn't get minutes on a bad Detroit team. Are you taking a look at Joe Harris?
nah,
You passing
nah.
on that?
Well, how tall is Joe Harris? Like 6'3", 6'4"?
I think he's 6'6", if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay. I might, but I'd rather I'd probably rather go. Joe Harris would probably be the last person of all the people we name probably. Like I'll
Desperation type move.
yeah, like also okay, we couldn't get no one else that should get Joe Harris. So
Yeah,
he does still feel a need. He will have a role on the team, but I just feel like it's people who will do it better. Like you said, I'd rather have Evan Fournier than Joe Harris, if
Yeah.
possible.
I think they're in the same vein, but I think again, Evan Fournier is a more proven basketball player. Um, Joe Harris was a 40% 3-point shooter at a time back in Brooklyn, and
I was like 3 years ago.
yeah, other stops around the league, but at the same time, he hasn't been the same since the ankle injury. And then if you can't play in Detroit, I don't know if you can play anywhere. At least the Knicks, they were a playoff team, right? Where Evan Fournier is being pushed down to, where at least if he's practicing with the team, he's developing solid habits. And we know Tibbs is a winning style coach, who's a no nonsense type of guy. So at least the system he's coming from.
Also, as a side note, we ain't hear no toxic talk about him. We
Who
just heard
Evan
he didn't want to beat
Fournier?
up no more. Yeah, it was just he didn't want to beat up no more. That was it. Like once they say we couldn't trade him, that was it. Like you never heard him disgruntled ever again. You just seen him on the end of the bench clapping for the team.
Yeah, I mean the guy making 20 mil, not to play basketball. So I doubt you get a word out of him. I'm pretty sure the front office was a little pissed that they couldn't trade the guy, but again, I will take a look at him before I take a look at Joe Harris as well too. Um, but I will want to address that side. So
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean it's an attempt. I wouldn't be mad at it. I will at least I hope he'll be. We used to what was it? Was who we used to have Michael Flynn, the shooter, small guard.
who DJ
He was on the team
Augustine,
2 years ago. He was on the team 2 years ago. Is it
small guard
Michael?
shooter.
Is it Michael Flynn? It's not Malachi.
No, Malachi Flynn played for Toronto.
Yeah, but we had the little small shooter. So like I remember he'll come in and jack up 5 threes and get out.
Oh, you talking about white boy.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
I
But
know his last name Flynn. That's all I know.
no, 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 no. I forgot his name. I know who you talking about the little white shooter though. He not in the league no more. He's shooting like
Nah,
for three. Little white dude come in, yeah, shoot the three. But yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see who they attempt to go after. What needs they feel like they need to address. They can't do that by trading anymore, which I think to round out the bench or to bring in some shooting, to at least bolster that offense a little bit, right? The opportunity was there. We didn't take the opportunity, so now we're looking at low hanging fruit here on the buyout market. Let's see where they go shopping and see who they try to attempt. Again, Billy Donovan did come on air and said that it is a possibility. That's something that they won't mind doing. We heard the connections to Cal Lowry. My only concern is if they're still looking for a smaller guard, I think we're not looking or we're not trying to address the actual needs of the team. Even though Kobe White is playing out his mind, he's playing like a most improved type candidate, and the team is still in the same position. Even with the better point guard out there, I think that's basically saying, hey, we need to address size, right? We need some shooting and some size. So if they go out there and they can do that, I think we'll see a much more cohesive type team. Take a little bit of pressure off DeMar when DeMar getting the double teams, then we can swing it to the corner, have somebody knock down that corner three. Bring a little bit of size where you can contest some more jump shots, a little bit more rebounding. We see we getting killed on the glass last night in Orlando. So um again, it's a lot of things we need to address. We are the ninth seed, which Acme don't seem to realize, but it is what it is. Outside of
we're
that,
only
Q, I'm gonna
four
go.
games behind the 6th seed. Everybody's jumbled up. It's still 30 games left in the season.
Man, he fucking delusional, man. But outside of AK, if y'all want to hear us, discuss and review what he said, y'all could hear him and then hear us respond on our last episode that we recorded here. But anything else, Q, before we wrap up?
That's it for me.
All right, man. Well, y'all go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna try to get this out here before this Super Bowl come on. Y'all go ahead, watch that. Get y'all parlays in. Go ahead, get the busting, man. But I ain't got nothing else. See y'all on the next one. We got, I think, Toronto tomorrow or somebody. I don't know. We play tomorrow. Go ahead, y'all lock in on that and like, comment, subscribe. We
It's
out of here.
Atlanta. Atlanta tomorrow.
Atlanta, another play-in team. So again, another potential matchup we got here. So y'all go ahead, lock in on that. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.
Living life on the run from myself and where I'm from. Wish I could take 'em